Hi friends, it's me, your babe. Very overworked, but very paid. Okay, so don't mind the bags under my eyes. Yeah, so it is Wednesday. I did have to work today, but as I have a little extra time, yeah, I wanted to go ahead and jump in and see what we have for what you need to know Wednesday. So like I said, my name is B. Just in case if you're new around these parts, and if you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. You already know how this goes. You already know what time it is. Okay, so yeah, it's what is it, March 11th? March 11th? Yes. And again, I did have to work. Happy hump day. Hopefully you've had a great week. My week has been pretty smooth. My March has been pretty mellow, honestly. Pisces season for March has been pretty smooth for me. I can't really complain too much. All right. So yeah, drop down below in the description box, like, share, subscribe. Got some background music playing. Yeah, let's go ahead and bada bing, bada boom this shit out so I can go cook because Big Mama finna be real hungry in just a matter of moments. Okay. So yeah, I want to start with a couple of oracle cards from the Tune In deck. So let's just see what the vibes is giving. Give me a couple of cards for the collective. I pray and I set intentions that those who need to find these messages do find these messages. Okay, let it be clear and clarifying for those who need them. Nothing I say here is meant to trigger or confuse you. Okay, so turn this off. Maybe I'm not the reader for you. Maybe this isn't the video for you, or maybe now just isn't the time for you to be trying to receive messages. Let's jump in. What is it that we need to know for this Wednesday? For the collective, what do we need to know? What's going on? We have American History X. Interesting. For the collective, Britney Spears. Are we dealing with some crazies? Are we dealing with some crazies? Both of these cards give me like, be weary of a couple of people. There might be some people you need to be a little weary of. Yeah. Especially with the Beyonce card. With the Beyonce card, I feel like this is the collective. Okay. For what do you need to know this Wednesday? Again, the Mrs. Stamina, Destiny, household name, Queen Bee, babies, hive, halo, beauty, blue, twins, crowned. Okay. As you can see. So that and the opposing energy over here is Britney Spears and American History X. Again, these two energies do not feel the same. Obviously. Right? Especially because you see Britney Spears over here. This is post Federline Britney. Okay, this is just cut my hair swinging golf clubs at the paparazzi Britney. Okay, especially next to American History X. Like I'm kind of getting the energy of like again, be weary of the company you keep. Be weary of the people you entertain. And by entertain, I mean that in all boards. Like even like the energy is kind of giving be careful of even like entertaining the miserable people. You know what I'm saying? Some people misery really truly loves company. Some people don't like themselves. A lot of people are miserable with their life. A lot of people are not happy with their life. A lot of people are not content. They're bored, bland, tasteless, has been washed up. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are again pushed to the edge, overworked, stressed, overwhelmed, overstimulated. Be careful of entertaining certain energies, even in the faucet of like going back and forth with little petty shit, is what this even feels like. Be wary of who you entertain as far as your friends. Be wary who you entertain, the company you keep. Be wary of who you're like sharing energy with, because that really matters. That's why I said Beyonce over here in all her glory, but you see how she's sitting up. Do you think she over here kicking it with the likes of post Federline Britney? Swinging shit at the swinging golf clubs at the, you know what I'm saying, like, and that's no tea no shade, but you just have to really think about it. It's like again, it's like when you know you worth millions, you don't go back and forth with people who fighting for scraps, like, you know what I'm saying. That's small shit. That's shit that's beneath you. Honestly, like you have bigger things going on. Excuse me, you have a bigger destiny, you have a bigger light about yourself. Like the phrase or the term, I think it's like more of a phrase, I guess, but it's kind of coming to me again from far away, arguing with a fool. Both of y'all look crazy, so no one really can tell who the fool is. You know what I'm saying? And you could be in the right, you know, you arguing with a fool, but from far away don't nobody else know that. From far away it just look like two fools arguing. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you're not a fool, it's like, again, be wary of what you're giving your time to. Be wary of what you're giving your energy to. Understand that a lot of shit is just beneath you. Understand that acting in certain type of ways, a lot of shit is just beneath you. Because again, a lot of people are pushed to the head, pushed to the edge. Even with this Britney Spears card, it says push to the edge, break down. Oops, I did it again. Cry for help. Anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Piece of me. You know what I'm saying? It very much give that. But then when you have American History X, it says game over, weapons, racist, broken home, prison, anger, violated, rehabilitation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, this made me feel like be very weary of who you're entertaining. Be very weary of like what energy you giving, who type of energy, what type of energy you own. Um, because again, your destiny could really depend on it. Black Panther is down at the bottom of the deck. You know what I'm saying? So it does say kin. It does say rite of passage. It does say action, enemy, unforgiving, innovative, new age, swift. Okay, and to the death. So yeah, especially because We Own It by Mona Leo is playing right now, and I feel like I don't know a lot of I love how aggressive her music is, but even this just kind of give like, yep, we own that. We like just out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's us and it's them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, remember that. Remember who you are. Remember who your people is. A new age is coming. You should be taking action this week on something if you're not already, or you're kind of gearing up to. Jupiter is also out of retrograde, so that's been fun. So yeah, it's like even though we're still in retrograde Mercury, Jupiter is moving. So, it's gonna be about a time to like really start acting on your plans. But it's like, again, your stamina. Don't waste no energy on no shit that don't really matter. Don't waste your stamina. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your time on a bunch of shit that don't matter. A bunch of people who have cracked and crazy any motherfucking way. A bunch of people who still angry, still sad, still broken. You know what I'm saying? Still hurt over petty things. Again, motherfuckers who push to the edge about some whole other shit. It's like, remember you have a bigger destiny. Remember you have a bigger life. Remember you have shit that you're doing this week. Now isn't the time for petty games. Now isn't the time to be trying to go tit for tat, especially with things that really truly are beneath you. I feel like that's a reminder to myself, but it could also be a reminder to everyone else as far as my subscribers also. Because again, broken home, angry, you know what I'm saying, violated, racist. I mean, again, these are things, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that. That's even a great example. Imagine me arguing with a racist. You still gonna be racist after I get done letting you get up under my skin. What am I letting you get up under my skin for? If you want to be ignorant, then cool. You can be ignorant on your own time, but it ain't worth me wrestling around with a motherfucker. Because at the end of all of this, you still gonna be racist. You still gonna be exactly who you are. Me rolling around in the mud with you and trying to fight and scrap with you ain't gonna change a motherfucking thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm too cute for that. I'm too above that, and that's exactly what this is giving. People who are miserable, people who push to the edge, people who literally two blows from a motherfucking breakdown, bitch. And you over this the person you going tit for tat for. They have nothing to lose, nothing to gain. They're bored with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, be mindful of that. Again, circus and this Britney Spears card. So again, they life already up and down, bitch. They life already a roller coaster as is. Three of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles reverse. Interesting. Four of Pentacles reverse, King of Swords, the Magician. Gemini energy is here, pretty prominent right now. You could be a Gemini. You could have Gemini in your chart. Give me one more card. Yeah, and you looking towards something. They looking towards something. This King of Swords, his back is toward this Magician. I don't like that. His back is toward this Magician. I don't like that. So that made me feel like they not, so whoever this is, this could be your energy, and I will clarify for the collective. But this feels like whatever energy this is, somebody isn't looking forward for what could happen. Eight of Cups reverse, making sure that you're not staying in situations that's no longer needed, and making sure that you're not keeping people around you that's no longer needed at this time. If you know you crown king, I don't know, I just heard that. Kind of reminded me of Underground Kings. Who was that, Drake? But if you already know you crown king, crown queen, this is not the time to be trying to like keep people around either. There's, you know what I'm saying, there could be some people around you need to kind of get away from you. This retrograde energy could be prominent at that. Again, sword energy. Somebody you need to separate from with this Four of Swords. Three of Swords is here, though it might hurt to separate from them. But this is someone who might be keeping you from reaching your fullest potential, or this is someone who is like keeping themselves from reaching their fullest potential. And you're not withholding any energy. You need to withhold some energy. This is about something. What you need to know this Wednesday is that you need to kind of distance yourself from somebody, or somebody could be doing this to you. But this honestly feels like you distancing yourself from somebody. You need to distance yourself from somebody. Separate. Separation. But it could hurt to do it. But again, if you over here in Beyonce energy again, you don't got time to be trying to kick it with post Federline Britney and shit, bitch. That's bitch, you a liability, bitch. You got to go. You a liability, bitch. You swinging golf clubs and shit at the paparazzi hole. You done cut your hair. You ain't got your kids took, bitch. Who? Not the Beyonce empire, bitch. You crazy. You crazy. Not a who. So yeah, this feels like some whole other shit. Swift action, swift change, new age is what's coming to me. But some people cannot go where you're going. Be wary of certain situations that keep you from focusing on your fullest potential. Be wary of keeping yourself in situations that keep you like from these new doors, from these new opportunities, from these new things that's happening. Be wary of people who kind of keep you stuck in the same hurt. Be wary of people who are stuck in the same hurt. For some of you, this might not even be necessarily you. This could be somebody around you like that. They not reaching into their fullest potential. They still stuck in the same hurt. They still mad about whatever happened in '03 and who done did what to them. And it's like, bitch, there's no growth there. You still stuck in all of the hurts and the trials and the tribulations. Bitch, you supposed to take the trials and tribulations and turn them into triumphs. You still stuck at the tribulation part, bitch. You supposed to just like, what's going on? And they kind of could use it as blame again. Oops, I did it again. Kind of came to me. So this could be somebody who is known to kind of act a certain type of way and then blame what they've been through or who they was or how they operate. And it's like that's nah. You know what I'm saying? It could even be a cry for help even for some people. Maybe they don't necessarily even know this about themselves. But it's like pay attention to that. For some of you, again, you kind of keeping certain people around you that you need to cut off. Yeah, for some, I just heard that. For some of you, this King of Swords, the back is facing the Magician because you're not walking away because you are focused. So your back is kind of turned toward your new beginnings, right? Your new age, your swift change, your swift action. Eight of Cups here is reversed because you're not walking away from it. But you would need to walk away from certain things, walk away from certain people, things that it actually might hurt you or disappoint you, or you feel a little type of way to let it go, but you would need to let it go, walk away from it, cut it off because it's literally keeping you from where you trying to go. The Magician card is your new beginning. It is your fullest potential. It is reaching the great heights and the things that you really want and having the resources you need to really make the fullest of your life. But if you still stuck in the past, if you still kicking it with a bunch of has-beens, if you still kicking it with a bunch of motherfuckers that's causing you hurt, causing you pain, or keeping you stuck in the same cycles from really reaching your fullest potential, really reaching into your fullest destiny and becoming a household name, becoming crowned, king, queen, whatever, and to really bring on this new rite of passage, this new age, yeah, to the death. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? So you really have to kind of put it into something. So this King of Swords, the back is turned toward the Magician because you ain't focused on this Magician. Being focused on the Magician will require for you to have to cut off some of these old past things. You know what I'm saying? King of Knight of Cups is here, so past suitors. This could be old hurts and shit. You know what I'm saying? That you still mad and pent up about old past situations about money. Maybe then lost some money, gambling. Even I'm kind of getting with this Four of Pentacles, right? And mad about that. It's like you need to separate yourself from all of that shit. Cut ties with all of that shit. It is weighing you down. So for some of you, you are the Britney Spears is driving you fucking crazy. It's driving you fucking crazy. You a slave to your work, child is pushing you straight to the edge. You about to click out and go crazy. Cool, quit that motherfucker. Hello. There's always another job. But if you're not walking away from it, you just making yourself crazier. The shit drive you insane every day. It's just literally pushing you toward a breakdown. Before you know it, you is gonna be post Federline Britney and shit. Running through the street crazy, dancing on the internet in your drawers. No disrespect to my girl, I'm just saying, like, if that's just like, if you feel like that's not your vibe and your style, then, maybe stop letting these people, these relationships, these jobs, these things drive you crazy. This past hurt, these past traumas, these past issues, bitch, stop letting that shit drive you crazy. How can we implement better patterns? Yeah, Four of Wands flipped over also. So again, a lack of harmony, a lack of a foundation, a lack of what feels like physical stability, actual stability, a home even. It does have broken home here. Broken home here is you feel me? Hello, on this card. So maybe that's something to really unpack too. Don't want to use now. I'll stick with this deck. Give me something for this King of Swords. Actually, what is the King of Swords energy? Hangman. So again, seeing things from a different perspective and or feeling stuck, being stuck, feeling stuck because you need to see it from a different perspective. Four of Swords reverse again, as I just got the Four of Swords with the King of Swords and the Three of Swords. Because you're not separating yourself. There's no success in this situation. So there's either something you constantly doing to, like I said, because you hurt and it's like filling a void. Maybe because some shit driving you crazy. Maybe you still hung up about your own broken home situation. Maybe you what the shit is? Institutionalized. Yeah, I'm laughing because I got a partner who was just like, because anyway, institutionalized. Again, maybe you've just been through some things. Maybe you've been violated in a way. Maybe you just stressed the fuck out and overstimulated because life is a lot and, adulting is a lot and all of that. But it's like, again, you could be feeling stuck because you're not separating yourself from something. And if that's also equally driving you crazy, you need to do a real good evaluation of what and or who you need to get the fuck away from you in order to really start leveling up and gaining what it is that you're trying to gain. Like I said, if it's a job and a job driving you crazy, bitch, quit it. If it's coworkers or friends or some shit like that, set that shit straight. If it's a relationship or some shit like that, set that shit straight. Okay? If it's your own goddamn self, ask yourself, what do we need to be implementing to make sure that we're not pushing mental emotional breakdowns, but that we're really processing these hurts, processing these emotions, really taking some time out for ourselves and really kind of working through some things. Or else you'll kind of just be stuck in this like limbo. This loop is what this feels like. But you'll remain stuck, and that's for somebody. You'll remain stuck until you do something else. You'll remain stuck until you change it. You'll remain stuck until you do something different. But you have to do something different. Pisces energy is here. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Air sign energy is here. I did pick up Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aquarius, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Give me this Three of Swords. What time is it? 18 minutes. What is this Three of Swords? Yeah, Five of Cups. So again, these are like past hurts. These are like potentially past things that's like past hiccups. Or there could be present things where it's like again kind of a crying over spilled milk. So be careful about that. Okay. It could hurt in the moment to lose a friend, to lose a relationship. It kind of makes you a little weary in the moment to lose a job or, you know what I'm saying, to really kind of start trying to work on your own, like, intrusive thoughts, thinking, you know what I'm saying, your emotional processing, your inner dialogue one on one with yourself. But it's all worth it. The Five of Cups is to say that again, it's kind of sad for now, but you'll eventually get past it and emotionally feel better. It might feel a little heavy at first though, right? Whatever you feeling, whatever you could maybe be doing that still carry some hurt. Yeah, it still hurt right now, but the more you kind of hack at it and work at it and really try to work with your own self and your processing, it won't feel so heavy anymore. It'll be one of those things where you look back and you go, damn, I can't believe I ever thought that I would like never get over that. I remember when I thought I didn't even know how I act. I didn't know how I continue life. I don't know how I would even breathe, eat, whatever. And it's like, but now I don't even really even think about it. It feels like one of those things. Yeah, you have the full card. You have the Ten of Swords also. So yeah, something here is kind of keeping you from taking a leap of faith too. So again, it could be stuff like that. Like for instance, right? Maybe you in a relationship that really just tried you, and maybe it's toxic, and you done been through some stuff, or maybe you the red flag in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? But it's like again, it's you'll have to realize how much is like hindering you from these new beginnings, how much your mindset or the things that you carry, and like even for me and the connection that I have, it's kind of I've kind of had to realize like not only am I the red flag, but it is really kind of showing me how, again, me carrying those past fights, you know what I'm saying, those past issues and, problems and the anger or the trauma and whatever resentment from that, it was bringing me into like a certain space in my relationships because I'm carrying it with me. I'm still carrying that hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of been something for me to really think about. But again, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Maybe again you still stuck in a relationship that's toxic, stuck in a certain mindset. Maybe you got out of a toxic relationship, maybe that's over, but maybe your mindset is still in survival mode. Same thing with your friendships. Yeah, you can have new friends, but are you still kind of in that survival mode or in that protective mode because you've been hurt by people in the past before? Yeah, you got the job, but maybe you always one foot out the door because you feel like they're gonna find somebody better. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have a good day today, and then tomorrow you kind of slip back into your intrusive thoughts, slip back into your certain habits, flip back into certain patterns because something's triggered you, or because you thought about something, or because you had a really hard day today. You know. But you told yourself you weren't gonna drink. You told yourself you weren't gonna do this. You told yourself, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of just feels like again, like there's something here blocking a new beginning, a new path, a new journey with this full card. And I see that double emphasized here with rites of passage to the death. What does it also say? Innovative, swift, and new age action. But there's something you're not walking away from, something that's not being let go of. So in order to get to this new path, in order to get to this new journey, it's like you kind of need to do something different. Cut off for some of you, it's like cut off some people. You know what I'm saying? Because again, there's some people in your life is keeping you from really focusing on tapping into your fullest potential. For some of you, you are the one that's standing in your own way because you keep looking behind you. It ain't even that nobody's convincing you to do shit. You just keep looking behind you instead of looking forward and leaning into what it is that you know that you need to do. It could be because of anxiety. It could be because of work. And it's like, bitch, I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, even for myself, I know I'll be trying to take my tolerance breaks. And it's like, after a long day of work, it's like, I have to do this because, you know what I'm saying? And in reality, it's like, no, you don't actually. You could literally do anything else. But, choices and decisions and decisions and choices. Relationships push us to our very edge, trigger us the most, right? But how are you reworking the thinking? Or are you still holding on to the past? Are you still holding on to the past narrative because, that was the narrative 6 years ago when it happened to me? Okay, but is this 6 years ago or is it 2026? A new age and a new time. You see what the card said? The card said a new age, did it not? You saw what it said. So are you going to act like it's a new age? Are you still acting like it was 2006 when the motherfucker broke your heart the first time and you fell for the okie doke? And you really never let that shit go good. And now you making it everybody else's problem, or now you just kind of not making no problems and avoiding problems and ducking some smoke because it's like, I don't know. I don't know. You know? Give me this Eight of Cups. And then I'll pull another oracle we get on out of here. What is this Eight of Cups? Because I have to cook. And it is 9:06. I'll take the one that fell. Yeah. For some of you, it's like, again, staying stuck in situations where you feel like you don't have any control when you absolutely actually do. You are completely in the driver's seat in certain situations. So for some of you, it's like you feel like you don't have control over the situation and you do, right? It's kind of reminding me of that one time where I knew I had a particular somebody I needed to get them away from me, but at the time I didn't have a car, and this was like what, 2022, maybe 22, 21 ish. So I kind of was just dealing with them because they would like do little nice stuff for me. But I absolutely knew that this lady was not someone I wanted to continue like to have in my life. And one day I just woke up and was just like, you know what? Again, I don't have to do with nobody I don't have to, right? And I just literally stopped answering my phone. And God still afforded me to still like have ways to get around and do what I needed to do. I didn't necessarily need to depend on this person to keep these people in my life. I say that to say, again, for some of you, this feels very similar, where it's like you could not be walking away from something because you feel like you don't really have control, like a job, where it's like, oh, I really hate my job. I like, even my coworkers, I really hate my job, and I just don't really want to. And it's like, but then why don't you leave? Oh, I've been trying to leave. No, leave. Like, you have autonomy, you have control. A lot of them really don't even have that many like major bills. I think they be staying with family. So it's like, no, you can still leave. Y'all are at prime ripe time. You should just leave, right? Some of us really have real bills and shit. And it's like, you can't just up and quit and pivot. And for those of you where you can't, it's like, again, or maybe you have autonomy. You don't have to stay nowhere that you don't want to. You might perceive it as or feel like, oh, there's nothing better out there, but there's always something better. There's always something more. There's always something different. You can always do something different. It just depends on what you do with it and how you really seize the opportunities. Again, the Magician card is here. Your fullest potential. Really tapping into your resources. This is the Magician card is to say you don't even have all of the best resources, but whatever resources you have at your readiness, availability right now, you can still use them to get to where you're trying to go. Yeah, you might not have $5 million, but you could do a lot with that 500. How are you flipping it? How are you investing it? What are you doing with it? That is the thing here. The relationship. Oh, I just can't lead a relationship. Oh, I just can't lead a man. We just so soul bonded and so tied, and I just love, 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 love. You can absolutely lead. Are you holding on to the person, or are you holding on to the fantasy and the hope that could be? How are you properly grieving? Just had my ex pop up the other day. He trying to act like, oh, I just want us to be friends, but how could I be friends with somebody? How could I be friends with someone that but we just had so much going on? I said, oh, that's easy. It sounds like you just haven't grieved it. I had to. You should just grieve it. Which takes a while. Like, grieving a relationship, grieving a person is a real thing, especially when they're alive. But to really grieve that, to really sit in, breathe in, this is what it is. Not what I want it to be, not what I hope for it to be, not what it could have, should have, and would have been. This is what it is, the reality of the thing. Friendships too. Relationships with family too, right? So this just feels like what it is that you need to know. This week is a good time to really think about your destiny, really get serious about how you want to move forward. Again, with the energy astrologically we have going on, now still isn't necessarily the best time to hit the ground running, but to really get all your ducks in a row so you can, apply things and really handle your business how you need to. Now is the time to cut the grass. It's some people, it's some mindsets, it's some habits, it's some ways of thinking, some patterns of thinking, some ways of showing up that is not helping you, and it's actually taking you away from tapping into your fullest potential, from seeing your fullest potential, from choosing a new path, putting yourself on a different frequency, putting yourself on a different timeline to really kind of get that rite of passage for those blessings and those bigger things that you want. But it depends on what you do with it. Are you the one still walking around angry, broken, pushed, stressed, overworked, damn near the brink of a breakdown? Or are you dealing with people like that? And are you making excuses for these people? Are you making excuses for these things that's pushing you to the edge? Maybe you keep making excuses for all of the ways that people treated you and all of the shitty shit. You know what I'm saying? For all your shitty. Yes, I just, because people have treated me so bad. It's like, yeah, but we all have a story. You either gonna allow that. I was thinking about somebody that's really near and dear to me, and they really do have a drinking issue, and I was thinking about like, I wonder if their level of shame maybe can come into it because we had a conversation about like them being at the store. I don't want to kind of disclose too much, but it was them being at the store, and they talked about how they felt shame for them and everybody else, and it's like in my mind I wanted to ask, but what are you doing with that shame? Because that shame can either keep pushing you back to the store to keep doing what you're doing and stay in the same loop, or it can push you and motivate you to want better and to do better. And this kind of feels like that for those of you where you might be the one in standing in your own way. If the job is pushing you to the edge, are you making excuses for why you stand? If the relationship pushing you to the edge, are you making excuses for why you stand? If your own thoughts, habits, mindsets, that's why I say we all do that sometimes. The way you think fucked up. You know the way you operate fucked up. But see, it's easier to stay in the fucked upness because you're gonna keep excusing it by what had happened to you. Yeah, but because if they didn't do this to me at whatever age, then maybe if I was loved more as a child, if I was hugged more as a child, if they actually, paid attention to me, and if I wasn't abused, it's like, yeah, but how long we gonna keep running that narrative? You gonna keep letting it run you to keep doing the same thing, or you let it motivate you to do something better? For others of you, this is like making excuses for the people that's external to you. Maybe again, you know that these people have a problem, but it's like you keep making excuses, acting like you don't really have much control. Well, I'm just no, you have control. You have free will. You don't have to stay in nothing. Just saying, I'm just a messenger. You don't have to stay in nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because again, your potential is on the opposite side of this anyway. Didn't I tell you that the King of Swords was looking in the opposite way? The King of Swords should actually be looking at the Magician card. That's how I would know that you're moving forward toward it. This is something you're actively moving toward. The back is toward it, which means that you did whatever. All of this is taking you away from your potential. Whether it's somebody else and you making excuses for them, they're taking you away from your potential the more you do that. Maybe it's your own bullshit you keep making excuses for. It's taking you away from your potential the more you don't really get in tune with yourself. Check that shit, and really start tapping into what can push you into your fullest potential. If you keep focusing on all the things that take you from your fullest potential, you just gonna still be stuck in the same hurt, same pattern, same loop, same timeline, same frequency, same path. Rite of passage, new age. I mean, it really kind of just depends on you and how you want to work it and how you want to work it. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. That's all I have for you though. If you got this far, thank you. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. Check down below in the description box. I don't know why when I get to the outro, I always just feel like my brain go like. Check down below in the description box. The discount code should still be there, question mark. And yeah, my name is B, just in case if you forgot from the beginning of this. Now I just try to pick my cards up and they all fell simultaneously. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, like I said. And put a big brush your grade. Damn, cut me some slack, bro. What the fuck? Okay. Book a personal reading with me if you feel free. Or follow me on my other platforms because I'll be running sales over there, and I think I just personally think all my content is just really, really cool. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I have to go cook. So yeah, I'll see you over on the next video, I guess. Bye.